Are we already live?
Yeah, I figured. Why not?
Hell
Get
yeah.
it going.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Low bones.
Hell yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, I also want to put in here, briefly talk about, if it comes up in the winners section. Oh my God, what is his name? He just got picked up by the Jaguars, tight end. Former
Tebow,
quarterback.
He's in the news.
Yeah.
He's not a winner. Stop.
No, he is.
He's not.
He
He's
is.
a winner because he got another signing.
Wait, were you talking about winners as in the player themselves? Because if so, Tim Tebow wins.
I guess by that standard, yes, Tim Tebow wins.
Tim Tebow is an American icon.
Oh, God damn it.
How long did he sign for?
1 year.
Like a 1 year, $50 million deal?
9.4 or something big.
That's actually a stupid amount of money.
That's a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah. But he's
Put
gonna.
it in something.
I bet he catches for like 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. I'm calling it. As you can probably tell, based on my Mac Jones appreciation, I always look for the upside in players.
Right.
Unless you're Pittsburgh running back.
Najee Harris.
I was gonna say James Conner, in which case things are not going well for you. But
no, he is in Arizona.
James Conner is in Arizona?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I'm qualified to do a podcast right now. I don't even know that.
It's all right.
James Conner. Well, I mean, he did kind of fall off in Pittsburgh, so I get it. And then, so I spent all day woodworking, which is pretty cool. I was pretty stoked.
You did?
Yes. Are you familiar with the Nintendo handheld device, the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
I like to over-explain. I am mounting my TV on a wall, and then on the side will be two cabinets that are designed to look like Switch Joy-Cons.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
I'm stoked.
You should be. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, so ran to the Home Depot today.
We call it the Depot around here.
Yeah. You just kind of hung out at the Depot.
Yeah, we just go fuck around, hang out at the Deeps.
Dude, I don't know if it's maybe because I've, gotten older in life, but I'm walking around Home Depot and I'm getting pumped to do all these home projects that I know I am woefully underqualified to do. I was like, hell yeah, I'll spackle a bathroom. That sounds amazing. I don't even know what that means.
Spackle?
Are you kidding me? New tile? Let's put it down. What'd it do?
Rob's just saying words at this point.
That's fair. That hurts. Words hurt, James. Still fair. But so I spent all day woodworking, which is not my forte. Let's be clear.
I'm shocked for you to tell me that woodworking isn't your forte.
I know. You would think that I would be really leaning into I'm a master craftsman.
No, like when I think Rob Murphy, I think woodworking. Yeah,
I'm kind of like a low budget Ron Swanson, when it comes to minus the stash.
You should do I'm going to do a mustache. I'm going to shave it down.
Do it.
Yeah. Not right now, but
no, do it like right now for views.
You guys start off the show. I'll be back. I'm going to go shave my face. It's a thing that's going to happen now.
Don't do it. Don't shave your face.
I'm doing it. I'm going mustache again.
Bad things come from it.
Going full stash again, Chris. You can't fucking stop me.
At least.
No! What is that? Where'd it go? Let me hide this, Chris.
I was gonna say I can't grow a mustache. I did grow a beard combo, so I had the Lincoln for a while. Not a flattering look. Not great.
Oh God! What? Oh God!
Oh my God! It's multiple Chris.
we got the split Chris.
There's a reason for it.
Yeah, I know. It's your audio thing, right?
Yeah, so I can't hear you guys unless it comes through my phone because I'm so fucking deaf.
No worries.
It's crack-a-lacking.
Dude, I know that was. By the way, in the notes, I know that was you, motherfucker.
Who? Did what?
If I fuck this model, but she just bleached her asshole I get
Oh.
bleach on my t-shirt. There's no one else that
I'm
would have
feel
been.
like an asshole.
No one else
Got
that
it.
would have been.
Father, stretch my hands. That's all I have to say to that.
Oh, what the hell? Why does Drew have an old one? That's weird. I invite again. Copy invitation. Manage. No. I go to Slack.
Let me get this.
And then I go here and
that's
message.
what I'm doing.
Oh, that's why I invited Zach accidentally. Oh, well.
Yeah. What it do? Am I right?
What it
What-
do?
It do. Well, I'm glad Chris found his way, and I'm not sure how, but I don't know how he ended up here, Chris. But I'm glad
Dude, I just scrolled up, found Slack, and clicked on it.
oh, it must be the same link we have each time.
Don't know.
Sick. Jalen Brown's out for the rest of the season.
What?
Tore a
He's
ligament
been
in his wrist.
Day to day for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's officially tore a ligament.
Well-
His wristament.
Not as if that was the reason holding the Celtics back from true.
No,
playoff
the Celtics are
contention.
holding themselves back.
Yeah, they're
You're
just,
just ooh, look at this guy. Boat a fishy yow, dude. Rub the nuts. There we go.
That's clean, dude.
Yeah. I gotta decide what jersey to wear each time now because I love the 617.
I should throw on a jersey too while we do this just to get.
You
in the
should, so
spirit.
everyone can see your jersey you're wearing.
Yeah, because I pop on. I don't know what jersey. Oh, dude, no, I do know what jersey to throw on. We're gonna throw on my Christian McCaffrey jersey.
Nice. Or Christian McCaffrey's dad, whatever that is. Whoever it is. Earl. I feel like his dad's name's Earl. Earl McCaffrey.
Earl McCaffrey.
Tell me it sounds like a name at least. All right, garbage time notes. We're just waiting on Drew. Sorry, I was finishing an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Again.
If I fuck this model, she just bleached her asshole.
Standalishtik. Oh, look at this guy. Oh.
Is what it do. Patriots hat.
It fucking
McCaffrey
froze.
jersey. Is what it do.
It is in fact what it do.
Boy,
What a
do I
nerve.
look like this? I look like the kicker who was neglected in the draft, but like brought his own draft hat just in case. Like ready to be picked.
I'm ready.
That's me.
Guys, I think I'm going first round. Don't worry.
You have to go first round.
You spent all your fucking signing bonus on hats.
I just bought all 32 for whichever team was ready to pick me.
Yeah, he just ready to go.
Oh my god, who the fuck's was it? Trevor Lawrence, get out of here, dude. I'm Pudge McGee, kicker for Iowa State College University.
You guys see the swap between Trevor Lawrence and I think it was Zach Wilson?
The hair swap with
Oh
Mac
wait,
Jones.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those kind of jokes. I think are pretty funny.
Trevor Lawrence is a weird ass face.
Dude,
He does.
he's the reincarnation of Sonny from Remember the Titans. He's the walking Sonny from Remember the Titans. Yeah. That character come to life. Right. Not a fire look to lean into the hat. Friend to friend. Not
You know,
great.
I feel like he could have stuck with a hat and been fine.
Yeah,
Could've, but I have a wait, hold on. I'm actually gonna switch hats. Hold on.
Megan, are you really shit talking people in Rocket League right now?
He's being a complete dick.
Totally thought you were saying that she was just shitting.
What's your rank, Megan?
Megan's doing solos right now. We both got Platty Daddies though.
There
I
we
got
go.
Platty and Solo.
I know it. Oh, you did? Ooh, you full
Platty in all
platinum.
three.
Dude, Rob goated at Rocket League.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Rob's at that stage where, like, remember when we started playing with Kyle and whatever, and like they would score like fucking 600 points and we'd score 10.
Yes.
He's at the 10 phase.
Hell yeah. I'm even telling everyone nice,
Kyle
nice
would be like,
save.
Dude, you stole my ball.
Dude, oh my God. Rob fucking, hey, Drew, sorry. Rob hit a guy with a what a save on the first game, one of the first games we played. And I was like, no, I had to
Yeah,
apologize to the people. I like stopped to be like, hey, I'm sorry. He's new. Wasn't
He's
intentional.
new.
Yeah.
Ignore it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Turns out it's bad. Bad to do that.
I haven't touched Xbox in like 3 weeks.
I've been playing it on my Game Boy. It is super hard to play.
On your DS?
Very hard.
I
Yeah,
can't even imagine.
Yeah, I've been
Rob's actually just playing on his Motorola Razr.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm actually playing on my
rotate.
I'm playing on my
BlackBerry.
BlackBerry. It's nigh impossible with the scroller. Car's just doing
Yeah, there you go.
It's a disaster.
That's what's up.
I keep losing connection.
Nice. That's the key.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was cool.
Cool.
Hi, Drew.
Talk.
Hi, Drew.
James.
Hi.
Oh, Rob,
Hi,
I just want to let you know. I didn't have your number saved in my phone before James started that group chat this morning, so your number is now saved in my phone forever as probably Rob because I wasn't.
Bad.
That's never getting edited.
That's probably
That's
Rob
right.
or some other rando person who's like, I would love to chime in. Let me get ready, guys.
That's right. You want to see? Wait. You want to see Rob in my phone?
Oh yeah.
He's Robbie Space. He's a manager, and his picture is also LaMelo Ball. There's so many layers to that story. And
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. We'll just say that LaMelo is like one of my favorite players.
The true Mellow, as you will.
From the mid range, we have conversations. From the
Oh
mid.
my gosh.
How
That
he
was-
can't hit in okay, so James and I were playing 2K and we got rando selected teams, and I ended up with the Hornets. I'm like, excellent. Me and Melo about to go off. And LaMelo, whatever, this version 2K, either I'm blind, couldn't hit a wide open mid-range to save my life. Straight up was bricking these things from an inch away from the hoop. All the while, James has paid off the refs. His players are straight mauling my guys, tackling them, throwing them to the ground, pegging them with the basketball like dodgeball. And the ref's like, can't see it. Can't see it.
No.
I'm like, ref!
What?
In the instant that my guy even like remotely goes up to defend, the ref's like, you can't do that. That's 18 technicals. Your team's disqualified. And I'm like, ref. And none of my guys would dunk. So I got stuck in a lot of mid-range shot. Like I'd be driving to the basket and they would just stop and do like a pull-up. And I'd be like, dude, go up with some mustard, bro. Like, get up there. And like for some reason, the AI was like, nah, we're gonna fall into this really cute Dirk Nowitzki fade on a fast break, no defenders, and I'd miss. Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds like a brutal game of 2K.
Yeah. We played like
That's why I don't play
17
2K.
more games after that, but by God.
My favorite thing about the whole deal was you just yelling like mid-range, like on the 3-point line.
Yeah, I
Or,
said
like you're
just,
going for a layup mid-range.
from the mid.
From
And I'd
the
just be like
mid.
half court shotting it. Well, I figured that was gonna break the curse.
Right. It did not.
It didn't. And then
Unfortunately.
James, I tell you the time that I played with like Davis and his buddy was Zion Williamson, and for some reason Zion couldn't rebound or hit a layup to save his life, like at all. So I'm convinced 2K is a little jinxed,
Fair enough.
and it's because he wasn't trying to grab the rebound from the mid range.
On that note, you guys ready to start this? I basically have like Merton Johnson. How did it autocorrect to Merton Johnson? Carry on.
That's
Okay.
so close, you know.
Yeah, Merton, carry on. Yeah, same name.
Just slightly off.
So I only have 3 things for news. I have Tebow to the Jags, Fisher to the Colts, Carry on Johnson to the Eagles, and then we'll roll that right into losers and talk about like everything on top of that. And then we'll go into winners. Notes are all up. Chime in. We can do whatever.
We are.
Anybody wanna host besides me. I don't mind doing it. I don't care.
Doing what?
Hosting.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, you have more knowledge than me, so I'm not hosting.
Okay, dokie. Rob, I want you to never look at the screen this entire time or the camera.
No, I was just making changes to the
I'd be like-
notes.
Just always be looking slightly off.
So
kick.
Mac
Oh, yeah.
Jones is
So here you're just like Mac Jones is great.
yeah. Here's my take. Matt Jones, future of football. Thank you for having me, guys. I will see you all next week.
Seacrest out.
Whoa, nailed it. We went live and then just crashed it. Sweet. Hold on.
I was telling James this, but I did want to put Tim Tebow in the winner category because Tim Tebow is a winner. Like, that's a win for him. And the win doesn't necessarily say who's winning. Tim Tebow's winning. All right. He's a 34-year-old grown man who's fleeced the Jaguars into signing him as a tight end because somebody on the Jaguars organization played a Madden franchise one time and went, yes, I can switch positions. I remember Tebow. And with what I have to assume is going to be a gentleman's like 14 for a catch rating, they're like, I think this is great. Now, there are men who are professional tight ends who have been playing for years. I see that. But guys, Tim Tebow came to me. He said, listen, Johnny Jaguar, I have a great idea for you. I've never done this.
Who the fuck is
and I would
Johnny
like to be
Jaguar?
paid to do this. And the Jaguars were like, yes.
So I'm
He's got the
assuming
greatest
Johnny Jaguar is the owner of the Jaguars.
Just nameless
Yes.
Jaguars executive.
I figured everyone who owns like Pat the Patriot, Isaac, Indiana. Actually, no, that'd be more like
Isaac,
Colton
Indiana,
Colton.
the owner of the
Colton
Indianapolis Colts.
Colton Colts. I don't
Colton
know.
Colts. Okay.
Steven
McCoy.
Seahawk. Freddie 49er. The point is, and I like how, either or. Tim Tebow's a winner. Just an absolute winner.
All right. Sure. Yeah. Let's
A winner
get to
with
the
God.
Show. And that's where I roll the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Garbage Time. I'm James. As usual, I'm joined today by Chris, Drew, and Rob. How are we doing today, guys?
What it do?
What, in fact, do it do, gentlemen?
What
So
it do?
What it do? So this is going to be our draft, probably finale, I guess. This is going to be us talking about the winners, the losers of the draft, who like kind of gets acted upon beyond that, I guess. We're going to start with some news, though. Biggest news, Rob is already alluding to it a bit. Tim Tebow is signed by the Jaguars. Not officially. It is not done. It is not inked. It is not signed. But he's a Jaguar as a tight end. Also, I should add.
Which is amazing.
That's the big
by
part
way.
there.
Just huge.
Rob, you think this is a fantastic thing?
I
And I
think it's
really
great.
want to hear for some reason,
I think it's great.
your logic behind this.
Okay, well, so I'm gonna take it so we start kind of seriously.
I want to say before we even start, we have it in the chat. People are saying Tebow and Tebow Mets legend. Game
Yes.
point, what's up?
So okay,
Up,
on like
everybody. Thanks for joining.
on a truly serious note, you want to assume
'Cause
somebody's
that's what we do is serious.
That's we'll start serious and then we'll get into how I really feel.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to assume someone in the Jaguars organization like is capable of scouting out talent. So it's not like Tim Tebow was just kind of like chucking a ball in his hand and walked in and he's like, guys, thoughts? And they're like, sure. Doesn't sound like a bad deal at all.
Tim Tebow was wearing a Leatherman and just like, hey.
He just rolled in. He's like, listen, guys, I
He was
actually
sitting
went
on the
to
front of
school
his Mustang.
in Florida. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts? And they went, you're already here? Come on in. But I think Tim Tebow is going to be amazing.
No.
Yes, I'm talking 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, probably a Pro Bowl nod, maybe 2, right? Pro Bowl, they'll probably like usher him in, grandfather him as a quarterback as well, like a little asterisk. Like he can do both. He's the ultimate two-way athlete. It's the Shohei Ohtani of football, Trick
Taysom
play,
Hill.
Tim Tebow. No, Tim Tebow. All right, Tim Tebow. Get out of here.
Taysom Hill. Once
Don't even
again,
know who that is. Tim Tebow.
Tim
All right,
Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
He's the
I'm
only
calling
T
it-
that exists in the NFL.
His Madden rating probably won't be under 96 after the first week. It's just like lean right into that. But no, I mean, if you're a 33-year-old man and you're convincing an organization like, hey, listen, I've been away from the game for a couple of years, swung a bat for a
Couple
while,
of years.
didn't really go well either. Do you have like? Do you have?
Rob, what year do you fucking think it is that Tim Tebow's been away from football for a couple
Well,
of years?
I thought I think he was on like the Philly practice squad back in 2015. That's six years ago. That's fine. But the point is, he had to be good enough for the Jaguars to say go for it. Like, if he was really as bad as we think, they would have been like, nah, dog, we're good. Like, and it's not like signing Tim Tebow is other than the headline for the week that it is going to usher in ticket sales. No one's rushing to Jacksonville to be like, oh my God, guys, Tim Tebow is here. No, so they gotta believe they think he can do something with the ball. That being said,
okay, go ahead.
That being said, he probably really won't start. Probably doesn't make it out of like training camp. But if he does, Trevor Lawrence will make him a Pro Bowler. They'll probably sign him to a max deal next year. 10 years, probably $300 million guaranteed. Just calling it.
3 years, $10 million.
So
guaranteed.
can we go into the 3 scenarios that would possibly happen?
Yeah, go for it. Shoot. Because
First
apparently
scenario.
Rob has laid out the entire pathway for Tim Tebow to be a fucking Hall of Famer. So please, Chris,
Coded.
Tebow
help me.
tears his ACL praying first game.
Okay. Yeah,
Is it
Interesting maneuver is
Yeah. Fair.
Second scenario.
okay.
Tebow goes to catch the ball, whips out a baseball bat, and just smacks the fucking football
Look,
in the middle
I'll
of the field.
support Tim Tebow carrying a baseball
And
bat.
then turns out this was all waiting for like a baseball scout to be there. And he's like, see, I can still hit it. And they're like, got him.
Some guy with
Gets
a fucking
signed by the
notepad
Mets.
and Jacksonville
Yeah.
was like, yep, that's our guy. That's our
Pretty
man.
much gets like
He's
picked
a
up at
genius.
the trade deadline for the Dodgers. They're like, this is what I've been going for. I'm ready.
The Dodgers just heard there was like a little bit of interest in Tim Tebow, and they're like, we need him now.
We need him. Starting pitcher. I bet he goes to baseball and is a starting pitcher next year.
Stop.
No, this is just not
Rob,
possible.
I'm putting you on timeout. I'm putting you on timeout.
That does kind of raise a question though. Why didn't he try to pitch right away? He was a quarterback who throws left-handed. That's like
I have to assume because throwing a baseball and throwing a football are so fundamentally different, he can't throw it. Like, I assume he really doesn't have it.
that has to be it. Because,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he can throw 97.
we don't have to throw 97.
Then why are they putting him on the mound then?
They're not.
If you're
He's a
Tebow,
starting
you
tight
either
end.
have to have it all or
Welcome
like
to our full transition of this being.
Wait, do you think there's like a fourth scenario? I know we haven't gotten to the third one yet, where he just
I
ends up
didn't
signing.
even state my third one yet.
Right? No, I'm
It's not
sorry,
even
but like where he signs with the Chicago Fire, and is just like the starting goaltender, and he's like just Tim Tebow's journeyman career is literally through every sport possible.
You
Like in
guys
10 years.
Did you guys remember that show Dirty Jobs with like Mike Rowe or whatever?
Yes,
It's gonna
called,
be that.
it's
Tim
called
Tebow's just gonna
Sporty,
take any
Sporty
Sporty
Jobs.
Jobs. And it's
Yeah.
just, today, Tim Tebow is a professional polo player. Let's see how he does. And like, he's 45 years old, and they like check in next week. And here we see Tebow in rugby doing the, what is it? The New Zealand haka. He's just there slapping his knees with it and like doing this very choreographed, very,
God.
very important dance. And we're like, yeah, it's Tebow.
That's
One
Tim
episode
Boy.
is an hour of him doing the backstroke.
We just see
One
him
episode is just him
fly
as a
fishing.
horse. Yeah. He plays the horse in polo and in horse racing. Chris, give us scenario 3 though, for the love of fucking God.
Well, I want to change scenario 3 now. So
God damn it.
we might have 5.
All right,
scenario
so scenario 3
I
and
love
then
Rob's
scenario
idea here.
5.
He
Okay.
catches his first touchdown, goes Kobe, throws the ball through the pipes, and gets signed by the Lakers.
So we're going back to Tim Tebow's going to play every fucking sport.
Every sport. I like those scenarios.
That's just a different start to scenario 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just do 10 scenarios of this.
But again, this is why I think Tim Tebow's a winner, right? Because we're not discussing, does he have the skill for these sports? Is he capable? No, it's just, he's already signed. We're trying to figure out just what he's playing. That's how gifted Tim Tebow is.
He is an enigma, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I
He's
think
a washed-up athlete who somehow got a 1-year deal. That's what Tim Tebow is.
You mean a unrealized potential GOAT who just signed a 1-year deal to become the GOAT? The greatest
No,
of
Tom
all
Brady's not on the
Tebows.
Jaguars.
It is
Goated.
in his contract that he will be the GOAT.
There it is.
Greatest of all Tebows. Fuck me.
Goat.
God damn it. Drew, say something, please, for the love of fucking God.
I got nothing to follow that up, man. Come
How
on.
do you even tail that? I mean, we have 2 more bits of fucking news, and it's
Yeah.
Eric Fisher and Kerryon Johnson. Okay.
Merton
Cool.
Johnson.
All right, I have
Yeah.
another scenario.
Scenario 6, right on.
Fine. Scenario 6.
6. They changed the NFL rules so
To
the
allow 2
Jaguars get to play
quarterbacks.
with 2 footballs. So Tim Tebow and Trevor Lawrence line up at the
Shout
line
out, Connor.
and both
Yes. Yes.
I have to look up this dude's name, but Connor from Real Talk, it's a pretty shitty channel. Probably shouldn't check it out. Just pointed out that Washington signed a tight end who has never played football before. The basketball player. Oh my God. Yeah. The basketball player guy. He played like basketball overseas somewhere and then ended up as a tight end.
He's big enough. I mean, it makes sense. That's not something that hasn't been done before. Plenty of players have transitioned from basketball to playing tight ends. All that talk for how good of a tight end LeBron James would make if he could take a hit.
he couldn't take a hit.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
like basketball players in general would probably make very good tight ends. So
Some of them, yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
wait, what was it? Because we know that Jimmy Graham had a really good basketball career before he chose being a tight end.
Yeah.
And it's widely known that Allen Iverson was a potential 15-time Pro Bowler tight end. But he ended up choosing basketball. So
Well, it all goes back to why The Longest Yard is the best football movie.
yes. I'm not
That's a
sure
spicy
how that
take.
ties in, but yes.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
definitely
there's
interested to see where this goes.
17 basketball players.
Adam
That's
Sandler
true.
football
That's
team.
true. Adam Sandler had to win a basketball game to get them all to join the football team.
That's
do
what
remember
happened.
great
That
basketball
was
game.
so. If you look in the Adam Sandler cinematic universe or the ASCU,
Yes.
the ASCU,
That's amazing.
at the end of Grown Ups, Adam Sandler becomes a football star.
Yes.
Yeah, it all ties together in the ASCU. You'd have to
In
watch.
the
it.
ASCU.
It's all right.
Like, okay, don't you think like Zion Williamson would make a phenomenal tight end? Like he would be a beast.
Yeah, he's fucking
man,
thick and he's fast.
Yeah.
exactly.
He is Tim Tebow. Like, don't you see how that all works? It all comes back to
No.
Tim Tebow.
No, Rob,
That's
God
why-
damn it, no.
That's why this entire draft was a bust, because nobody traded away to get Tebow. No one was like, yo, Jaguars signed him. Let me give up my first. Let me get Tebow.
No one.
He
wasn't signed at that
They
point.
predicted somebody
They
went
did.
to a fucking Jerry Jones went to a
Mhm.
goddamn like tarot card reader and they flipped it over and it was a Tim Tebow card and he was like, I
Yes.
need to trade for him right now.
Dude, could you imagine how powerful the Cowboys would be if Dak Prescott snaps it to a wide open Tim Tebow 80 yards into the end zone and they score a touchdown to lose 45-7 in the fourth quarter? Like, that would be amazing.
The
That's all
thing
you
is,
can
though,
ask for.
we don't even know if Tebow can run 45 yards yet.
It is confirmed that he can actually run twice as much. Yes. Yes.
90 yards.
90 yards.
90
Wow,
whole
good
yards.
for him.
Yes.
Yeah, he decided to do a 90-yard dash. Spoiler,
What
which
they-
is double
what they
his
are
40
gonna-
time.
What they are going to have trouble with is making sure he stops running as if he's running on a baseball diamond. So he's going to like do all these angles to come back to the center. They're like, no, Tim, the center's not home plate. You got to go straight. You got to go straight. And Tim's like, oh, I got you. And then runs
Middle of
it
the game,
99
Tebow just said, all right, 2 outs. Let's get it. 2 outs.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
He's just gonna run half of his route and then like veer off onto the sideline like he's running off of first base.
Offsides every play because he's getting a lead.
Damn it.
What do you mean I can't do that?
And he's stealing.
Tim Tebow sets a record for the most offsides penalties. God damn it. All right.
Oh my God. What an incredibly long roundabout way of just admitting Tim Tebow's a winner.
I will never admit Tim Tebow's a winner.
It's either, James, two things stands to reason. Either you think Tim Tebow's a winner or you hate the Cleveland Browns. It's one of the two. You have to like, which one is like, that's it. If you hate the Cleveland Browns, you think Tim Tebow's a winner. If you like no, wait, that's worked in the reverse. Fuck.
Nailed it. Fuck
Nailed
you.
it.
Reverse
Fuck.
psychology. I didn't do
Eat
shit.
I want Tim Tebow traded to the Browns. 34-year-old tight end. Heard it here. Baker Mayfield.
That's what we need is another tight end / receiving option.
So the Browns get rid of Myles Garrett and Clowney.
Yes. Yes,
Tebow.
And Chubb and Landry. Then they relegate Baker. Then they
starting 22.
Then they
Tebow.
relegate Baker to second string cornerback, and they're like, now we can get Tim Tebow. We've created the cap space, max deal, Tim Tebow. Let's go.
How is he a second string corner?
I don't know.
We have so many.
Yeah. Baker's
including the one we just drafted in the first round.
Notice how all of Baker's commercials are like protect this house. It's because he's been slowly hinting at a transition to defense. Can you imagine like how terrifying it would be, like Ben Roethlisberger like rolling out of the pocket and itty bitty Baker Mayfield just running like a little linebacker trying to tackle him, just bounces off,
jumps
Ben.
on his back and holds on.
Real quick before we get into winners and losers, because at some point we got to transition this. Who would win? A team of 11 Ben Roethlisbergers on defense or a team of 11 Baker Mayfields on offense?
11 Baker Mayfields on offense. 100%.
Well, it depends. How fat are the Ben Roethlisbergers? If you line them up in one line and they just keep eating, they'd end up being the size of the field at some point.
I don't know, man. There's age there. I don't think I would take 11 Ben Roethlisbergers over 11 Baker Mayfields. I don't care who it is. But
at least 6 of the Ben Roethlisbergers are going to run 6 steps and break a leg.
I know, yeah.
Well,
the entire front line is going to shatter their femurs.
How many Motel 8s are in the area?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the real thing you got to worry about is how many motels are in the area and in Ben Roethlisberger's proximity.
And whether or not you've told Baker that it's his stadium or not, because all 11 would get distracted being like, crap, have we like done maintenance today? So none of them are paying attention. One's like, I got to mow the lawn. Dang it. The other one's like, guys, I got to go groceries. Let's go. So none of them are focused.
The uprights are crooked. God damn it.
Guys, it's about to rain. We have to cover the seats. Let's go. That's
sprint off.
Probably my favorite of the Baker Mayfield because they're all great. The best one is when he's putting the towel on the chair. He's like, "It's gonna rain, come on!" And he's like going one by one, and like the maintenance guy's like, "You're out of your mind, brother."
In the chat right now, Connor once again from Real Talk. Don't check out their channel; they suck. Says Ben only beats up women. Baker would win.
More valid reasoning.
You know, you hate the logic, but it's there. It's sure shit good logic.
Yep.
All right, so winners and losers. Jesus Christ, I'm glad news just got fucking dissolved into nothing because of Tim Tebow. Shout out
quick,
Rob.
James. Real
God
quick.
damn it.
Tim
Tell me
Tebow
there's not a
is
seventh scenario. If you say there's a seventh goddamn scenario, I'm blowing my brains out live.
Eric Fisher's on the Colts now, and Kerryon Johnson just got signed by the Eagles to be their 8th string running back. Let's move on.
Oh, thanks. So Jordan Howard's getting cut. There's another update.
There we go.
So tying into that, some losers I have listed here. Kenneth Gainwell and Miles Sanders. Like, I was really excited to see them actually pair up, but now you add Kerryon Johnson into it. So I don't know what they're going to do. They have 3 really good running backs, and I don't know what way they go with that.
Wait, where are you getting comments from?
Instagram.
Oh. On the YouTube live, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm the only person that commented.
No, it's Instagram. I'm live right now too, except it's just me and they can hear you guys, so it's weird. But I keep looking at it because love y'all. So besides that, only note on that is RB committees are fucking shit. I hate it. Another one. Sorry, Connor. Kadarius Toney to the Giants. And this is not a thing about me thinking he's a bust. There's just too many mouths to feed for me to put any kind of investment into Kadarius Toney.
Agreed.
I'm glad once again we're on the same page, guys. The biggest one out of all this. The biggest fucking collapse and arguably the biggest reach of the draft was the Jaguars going for Travis Etienne over keeping James Robinson. What the fuck? How do you justify that, Drew, as Urban Meyer?
I personally, from my point of view, cannot. Other than the fact that you're trying to appease Trevor Lawrence, I guess, from the second he walks in the door. But you have an undrafted rookie free agent that you signed and had an absolute breakout season. Yeah. If that doesn't scream momentum and like just a guy you want on your team who pushed through that adversity and got there, and now you have a number 1 pick who has always been the guy, and it just kind of, I don't know. I loved James Robinson. I loved what he was able to do, especially on that team. He really breathed life into that offense last year. And to just be like, yeah, thanks, dude, but fuck off is really, really not a great way to do business, and really changes my mind on the whole Jaguars changing cultures kind of deal. Because
It really makes no sense. I'd be pissed if I was James Robinson. There goes fucking a majority of my carries. I was gonna say half, but I'll say 75%.
yeah,
And even more on top of that, pointed out again in the comments here. But they're saying, Urban Meyer came out and said, no, Travis Etienne's our third down back. No human no NFL fan, I guess no human.
No human.
No human. No, you don't care if you fucking watch football. You know that Travis Etienne is not your third down back. He is an all-down back. He's a workhorse.
Oh,
Both of them
Tebow,
are.
100% agree.
I don't want to talk to you.
I think the problem with having a workhorse back when you have Tim Tebow is
God damn it.
it's just
Oh,
it's just an empty roster spot.
Rob, for
Yeah,
the
what's up, man?
love of
Talk to me.
fucking God.
Yeah.
So on that point, again, pointed out in here in the comments, we're going to be integrating that live right now. Urban Meyer does know offenses very well. That's his bread and butter. He's done that at Florida. He did it at Ohio State. He's done it through his entire career. And I thought he was going to do it at USC, but that's a whole nother fucking show, a whole nother story, a whole nother topic. So he could have something cooking here, but either way, I'm not going near fucking James Robinson at all. And anybody who had dynasty investment in James Robinson, sorry, it's dead.
I also think that just by the nature of kind of who knows the fuck is going on down there with so many new pieces and new ideas and thoughts circulating through that team and that offense, I wouldn't even touch Travis Etienne. I don't think that he's necessarily guaranteed to be the guy. I think they're going to try and make him the guy, but who knows? There's one running back on that team that's had legitimate NFL success, and it's not Travis Etienne. So
fair, but you also don't draft a running back in the first round if you're not going to use him.
no, that's why I said they're going to try to make him the guy. They're going to try to have him out there as much as possible. But again, he's unproven. We don't know how he's going to be health-wise. We don't know how he's going to be adjusting to the speed of the game at this level. I'm sure he'll be fine, but it's still a question mark. And James Robinson is still a very good running back that could take his carries back over in a heartbeat if Urban Meyer doesn't like what he sees over the first couple of weeks.
I mean, yeah, either way, injury, whatever. I guess you have two solid running backs, but I feel like it's the same thing with quarterbacks. You have two quarterbacks, you don't have any quarterbacks, right?
Well, I don't see it the same way, but you can say that if you want.
I don't know. I feel like in this case, it's a little bit different, but yeah.
Is Minshew still with the Jaguars?
For now, yes. Minshew has not been moved. He is just sitting there dying.
So Trevor Lawrence doesn't even play this year.
Oh, God.
You guys see that statistic where
God damn it.
where if Trevor Lawrence like has never apparently lost it like a regular season game in his high school and or collegiate career.
And then you go 0-17. That's
which hurt. I think that's why the Jaguars signed Tim Tebow. Is they saw that post, they're like, if we get Tim Tebow, 17-0, baby.
Tebow's praying on the sideline.
If the Jaguars win a fucking Super Bowl with Tim Tebow, I'm done watching football.
James, if the Jaguars win a Super Bowl with Tim Tebow, I want you to get a tattoo that says GOAT, greatest of all Tebows, right on your arm. That's the only thing that I feel is deserving.
Deal. I'll lock that in.
Bet.
I can't believe I've agreed to that, but yeah, there we go. Anyway, moving on. Baby Gronk, Pat Frymouth, buried in Pittsburgh. I don't like that one either. I put an investment in him already because I don't like Eric Ebron a lot, but Eric Ebron is still the lead tight end there, and that's not going to change. As much as I like him, as much as Frymouth has a fucking high ceiling, it's still Eric Ebron. I'm not sure Ben Roethlisberger can spread the field that well.
Eric Ebron's kind of like quietly a really good player.
Sometimes.
He's inconsistent as all hell, which is going to open a door at some point for Frymouth to at least show them what they can do, what he can do. So
I think we expect so much from tight ends now, though, too, because we've seen people like Gronk and I mean, Kittle.
Ian Kittle.
Kittle,
You know,
Kelsey,
it's so to the point where
Rob. I
like
swear to God, if you say
Ebron does
fucking
put up
Tebow-
stats, and he's not
Yeah.
horrible
I'm
at his
cool. I'm
position,
cool.
but we just expect so high now.
Yeah, I think that's the hard thing about a tight end coming into the league. You're right, is that their expectations are put so high to be like these upper echelon guys. And it's like if Mark Andrews hasn't quite lived up to that, but he kind of did. So it's like, oh, is Mark Andrews good? And it's like Mark Andrews is a good tight end. He's a really good tight end. Any team would be happy to have Mark Andrews. But from a perspective of a fan, it's like, man, well, I don't know.
Exactly, because it's not
He's
2008 anymore, where your tight ends are solely for blocking and catching those short routes. Now tight ends can do things that are kind of unheard of back in the day.
What were you gonna say, Drew?
I was just saying, Mark Andrews has also had to deal with the inconsistency again of Lamar Jackson. So
Fair.
it goes both ways. It's not just the tight end that someone has to get the ball to him. So
Jugs machine. Put out a Jugs.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow never has to lose a game if you just put a Jugs machine out there.
I don't think Tim Tebow can lose a game as a tight end. I mean, right now he hasn't lost a game as a tight end. That's a statistic I can ride on. He is technically in contention for best of all time right now and or best of the year.
Well, so am I.
Yeah, aren't we all?
I'm going to say I'm technically undefeated.
Yeah, no, we're in rarefied air. We're in the same conversation as Tim Tebow about being tight end perennial GOAT. Oh, what a time to be alive. This just I'm receiving a text from James. You're fired. Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
It's the quickest firing we've ever had.
Heck yeah. Get ready for constant. You know what? I will make this promise to you right now. All right. I will be following Tim Tebow his career very closely this season. So expect.
It's not going to go that long. He's not going to make the final roster.
I bet he makes. So we've already all agreed he's definitely a Pro Bowler. The question is,
damn
on the practice squad Pro Bowler.
Yeah, for sure. And then definitely probably Super Bowl champion, MVP, probably a couple of other awards. I don't know. I don't see where this hate is coming from, guys. He's had a very successful quarterback career, played a little baseball, swung the bat a little bit. Now he's playing football again. It's so good.
He's the Michael Jordan of football.
And Michael Jordan's the GOAT. I mean, so that just by default makes Tim Tebow the GOAT.
He's more like Bo Jackson, I guess.
I was going to say, wouldn't Bo Jackson be the Michael Jordan of football? Wait a minute. He actually was successful in both sports.
Oh, my God. I hate every single person. Not just here, just you. This conversation has made me hate humanity as a whole.
Oh,
not you, baby. I love you. Nailed it. All right.
Nailed it.
Last on the losers is my man Hunter Long, who is basically just a blocking tight end now. Fantasy wise, you're not worth shit, Hunter. I'm sorry. Mike.
Oh my God, I forgot this was about fantasy. Oh wow. All right, my bad. My bad. Sorry, guys. I see this now. That's on me. That's on me. But this opens up a whole new avenue. Continue, James.
Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it, Rob.
That's my bad, guys. Friend to friend. It's my bad.
Should we rename this to Drunk and Disorderly?
I mean, I think at this point it is just drunk and fucking disorderly. Rob didn't know the fucking topic we were talking about entire time.
It makes a lot of sense now that, I'm kind of looking at the prompt you guys had here in the notes. Now, granted, I did get the notes 4 seconds before we went on. Credit where credit's due here. I did only just recently find out about this.
And you added 8 paragraphs in them.
Drew looks pissed. Drew is I'm so done with this dude. I hate him already. So I'm just gonna stay quiet till we get to the Mac Jones.
Anyway, let's get into some winners, boys. How about that? For the love of fucking God.
Ready.
My man, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who Drew, I want him to go to the Packers, ends up in the same division, goes to the Lions, I don't know why I had such a hard time with that, and I love it. Before this, they had no one. They were dealing with like an expansion team worth of wide receivers. And now they have him, they have Hawk, and they have Swift and Jamal. But like from a receiving
Jared
perspective,
Goff.
and Jared Goff might as well
So-
trade for Tim Tebow.
Are you basically canceling that all out?
I don't hate Jared Goff as much as everyone else gives Jared Goff
No.
flack.
Jared Goff's not a bad quarterback.
I'm not saying he is.
It comes
In
down to
Detroit, I think it's a different story.
it comes down to keeping him upright. If they can protect him, he will be able to make the throws.
Jared Goff, you can't have sex anymore.
No more laying down for Jared Goff. He has to sleep
All
handcuffed,
dialysis
eyes open.
all the time.
I mean, he's in Detroit. He has to sleep with his eyes open anyways. But
Yeah, he's sleeping in a bathtub regardless. It's Detroit.
Oh, he's sleeping in an old abandoned GM building.
Nice. It's a luxury mansion, Chris. All right. That's what the realtor sold it to him as.
anyways, if you can protect him, if he's not getting demolished every play, which I'm sure he will be. I don't think that they're going to have the ability to do this. But if they find a way to let him throw the football, he's got the weapons and he's got the talent to do it. So Detroit's offensive line, this is on you at this point. You got to step up this year because the pieces are there. Defense still needs work, but they can compete on offense again if that protection still holds.
It's a big if, but there's a lot of potential that they could actually make a splash this year.
Yeah.
I don't think they will because they have 2 games against the Packers, who we're still waiting to hear what happens with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, the 2 games against the Packers may not be guaranteed losses.
I know.
I also-
yeah. So write those up as question marks. Rob, what were you going to say?
Well, I also, and this is kind of something I've thought about for a while, and which is why I'm, very much in Jared Goff's corner. I don't fully understand what devolved in the Rams between the relationship there. He's a good quarterback. And I will forever say that Matt Stafford was the downgrade. And this isn't even a joke about my views on Matt Stafford. I think they downgraded. I think they downgraded from, a quarterback who was a little bit younger and could pretty much have the same skill set as Matt Stafford. So yeah, I think fantasy wise, the Detroit Lions are going to have like a really fun offense. I mean, that is an asterisk every year. Everyone talks about Detroit always being capable, right? This is their year. And I've yet to see it fully click. So let's put a little asterisk on that on my end. But I think that can be a really fun offense.
I'll say the only safe piece I'd feel like, I love Amon-Ra. The only safe piece I would feel very confident in drafting is Deandre Swift in this.
Yeah.
I think like check down wise, get out of the pocket wise, he's there rushing. He's going to get you the most points, and that's not even a question. That's not a debate. It's DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, that's what they're going to work their offense off of is his abilities, and they're going to rely a lot on that to, again, help protect Jared Goff and not rely so much on the straight skill and, abilities of their offensive line, but mix it up with the play calling, keep the defense off guard. That's going to play a key role in the success of this offense this year.
But it also to the opposite of that, it can't be the only way that they go, because if they're going to be that one-dimensional, then we're going to have a different conversation.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. They're going to work their offense off of DeAndre Swift being kind of the centerpiece, the focus of it. But again, they have a capable offense otherwise, and they're going to use that. But keeping DeAndre Swift consistent and in the mix is going to go a long way towards opening up the passing game and protections for Jared Goff.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So next on my list, I have Trey Lance, quarterback. I don't expect Jimmy to fully start. I don't think he's going to get moved yet. But I think Trey Lance is in the best position out of any of these players. Debatable with Justin Fields just because of like a questionable line in Chicago. But the 49ers have been to a bowl recently. They're ready to go back. They need that person under center. We have talked about that at length.
Yeah.
And it is very, very, very rare that a team that's been to the Super Bowl in the last 2 years, 3 years, and still has that main core of that team there to be drafting a quarterback this high, that never happens. First round quarterbacks usually don't end up going to teams that are in as good a position as the 49ers are if they can stay healthy.
No,
I know, it's crazy. Plus, I think oh yeah, go for it.
No, go
Rob. You're not allowed to talk anymore, Chris. What do you got? Chris, what do you have? God damn it, Chris.
I was waiting. All right. So
Rob's
I think
not allowed
the
to talk.
49ers
It's Chris's turn. God
biggest
damn it,
weakness, and it comes back from their bowl season, and it's been the way for 2-3 years now, is the injury bug. And they cannot stay healthy. And that's the biggest thing that's holding them back. So are they contenders? 100%. But it all depends on that whole team staying healthy.
And
once so maybe again, fresh legs with Lance comes in and helps, but I don't know.
But I really don't know where the injuries even came from last year. They just kept, like we once again talked about it.
It was MetLife Stadium's turf.
That's why.
Huh. They played there 2 weeks in a row.
They did, actually. I forgot about that. They had the back-to-back. I remember me being worried about that because the Browns had the same situation right before the playoffs.
And guess what? They didn't get torn up.
No, instead we lost to the Jets, which is somehow worse.
Yeah. You can't lie about that.
That's after they investigated the turf, though.
They did, which is like weird that at one point they had to be like, we got to look into this. Hold on.
And they said it was fine, which is weird. So
even weirder. There's a lot of suspect things going on in MetLife.
Well, I'd like to see, because the Bills got hurt on that field too. How many players got hurt on that field last year?
Chris, you try to find that. I'm going to keep moving on with the notes.
I want to experience this. How bad can turf possibly be that like half of your team is getting injured as a result of?
Well, do you remember 2 years ago? I think it was like, I forget who was the defensive back that like the turf like came up like a carpet, like rolled up.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but like for it to be happening to like a whole bunch of players all at the same time, like how bad can that turf possibly be?
Apparently awful, because ACLs, LCLs, MCLs.
Yeah, but that's what's amazing is we've upgraded to turf. The Raiders used to play on a fucking baseball field.
So did the Dolphins.
True.
Exactly. Yeah, half the game's on dirt.
I do just really quickly want to bring it back to Trey Lance. Just something I've thought about as far as like a winner goes. You're gonna have George Kittle as your tight end. I mean, that's a very nice safety blanket. You're coming into a super well-rounded team, one of the best offensive-minded head coaches, into a 49er fan base that's pretty forgiving, that is pumped. They're hyped. They're definitely not a fan base that has been told their team's in a rebuilding phase. So everyone, it's just such a great environment for a rookie quarterback to come in. And I wouldn't be surprised that even if Jimmy G was doing okay, they just put like a rush process on Trey Lance. Like, yeah, let's get you started right now. Because I think you could definitely be kind of looking in with that comfort of like, your team will get you there, dude. Like, you don't have to do as much to get ready for the real, for the big game as other players do. Your team will carry you, so you can make some mistakes. Your team will, pick that up for you. So I think as far as fantasy wise, he could see some really cool play.
I think Trey Lance needs to be the day one starter. I don't think you draft a quarterback at number 3 overall just to have him sit for any length of time. I think you need to move Jimmy G or keep him as a backup if you want, an expensive backup, but whatever you want to do. But Trey Lance needs to be out there starting games week 1.
I tend to agree with you, Drew. I'm not going to lie. I think it's not going to happen because that just diminishes Jimmy G's value. It's like, oh, well, why would we trade a first or second round pick for a guy as a backup?
Yeah.
John Lynch is smarter than that. Kyle Shanahan's smarter than that. It still could happen.
Well, that's the only reason I think Jimmy will be the starter is because the minute he sits, his value just drops. So they either deal him before the season actually starts or they lose a lot of value on him.
And we'll see. I mean, it's all sitting there waiting. I don't know who would actually go and reach for him at this point. I mean, it would have been the Texans swapping. Now what do they have to give?
Yeah, James, I think you're right. I mean, if there was going to be movement on Jimmy G after the draft, it really would have happened by now. Or if there was even talks about it, with the Niners getting the third pick, it would have happened by now. I don't think if he does get traded, it's probably going to be to a team whose starter goes down, is going to need some kind of replacement, and then they can reach out. But I don't think anyone's going to be calling the Niners specifically asking for Jimmy G.
And
Also, I think
don't
Houston.
forget that we're in that weird area of league year where it's the very end of last league year, and we haven't really gotten into the new contract years. So they may be waiting for that to roll over to reduce the cap, and I'm not sure what his contract looks like for this year into next year. But that could always play a factor in this weird period of time. Where I know that's probably playing a factor in Aaron Rodgers discussions too, but just another extra piece to look at.
Chris, what were you going to say?
I think the only team really is Houston that would take a bite. And I think that Houston is honestly lost. They have no clue whether Watson will play this year. I mean, it depends on multiple legal battles and whatnot. And it's like,
I don't think that's even a question. I don't think Deshaun
it shouldn't be a question.
I don't think
he
Watson
is, but
even if, which he should not be, he is allowed to play, I don't think he'll be playing for the Texans. I think he will refuse to wear a Texans uniform on an NFL field again. So I think that they need to consider that a lost cause.
no, I completely agree with that. But I think the Texans are trying to do that thing where they hold on and almost not force them, but, keep them there. And I think they're just lost. I think Garoppolo is their only option to get another starter in there. But
I mean, then you're just stacking two injured guys in Houston. We'll see.
it's exactly what you're doing.
I mean,
Anyway, or injury prone, not injury.
I know we've said this before. At some point, Houston really just has to bite the fucking bullet and say, that's enough Band-Aids on this poor, tattered organization. Blow it up and start the fuck over, man. It needs to happen.
At this point, the Houston Texans are like some dude who's taking a full minigun set to his body, and they just here's a Band-Aid. It's it's just torn to shit. It's like, dang.
He has one Band-Aid.
Yeah, one Hello Kitty Band-Aid right above the heart to help you out.
There you go, buddy. You'll be fine.
You go, pat him on the head, call it a day. Bye. All right, let's talk Kyle Pitts, because he was the biggest story of where he's going to go. He could fall, he could slip. Ends up in Atlanta, ends up with Arthur Smith, ends up with Matt Ryan, ends up in this lethal offense, and I fucking love it. I think it's so good, especially seeing what he did with Jonnu in Tennessee. Kyle Pitts could be a fucking he could be putting up receiver yards as a tight end.
Yeah,
Granted,
I want to quickly rescind. I did not think that he was a player that was going to be drafted by them. I was like, oh, it's probably not worth it. I take that all back. He's going to be a certified stud in that offense. Move over Julio Jones. I'm not even kidding you. This is going to be the go-to guy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, to exaggerate, he's going to be the future of what it means to be a tight end. But this guy's going to be putting up fat numbers. Probably one of the safest rookie fantasy picks you could have this year, probably in a really long time. So yeah, to anyone who's listening out there who's playing fantasy, you heard it here. Kyle Pitts, pick him. Don't even care when. Just have him on your team. He's going to be great.
101, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, and he was going to succeed no matter what team he ended up on, no matter who was throwing him the ball. But to end up in Atlanta with probably the last 2 years of Matt Ryan's time there, with the offense that they still have, with Calvin Ridley, with Julio Jones, man, if they can find some running back consistency, that offense is going to be ridiculous, and Kyle Pitts is going to benefit from every piece of it, because you can't cover all those dudes. You just can't do it. And if Matt Ryan has enough time, if their offensive line can recover from the blows that they've taken, losing Alex Mack and all that stuff this year, if they can keep Matt Ryan protected, then watch out for the Falcons offense. But the defense, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, the defense still going to be a big old fat question mark. But the offense is settled. I still think they move Julio, if I'm going to be honest.
They need to.
They need to. And I think they can do it. For some reason, it's something weird. They can do it officially June 1st, which
New
I'm
England
not sure.
That's
Patriots.
that league year bullshit that I'm talking
Oh,
about.
that's back into the league year. Is that why?
Yeah, that's that same deal. I don't know if he has like a no trade clause for a certain amount of time on his contract or what that deal is, but it may be a cap hit thing too. But we're in limbo right now, so probably not going to see many deals until June and July.
Probably not, which is unfortunate, but good for us because we'll be right in the middle of what do we post season.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk Alabama. Let's dig into them a little bit. Devonta Smith ends up going to Philly. Love that for him. But Chris, I want to hear what you think because like the big story coming around Devonta Smith was like, oh, he's 166 pounds. Oh, he's 170 pounds. How much do you like put that into consideration when you're looking at him?
I mean, it obviously plays into consideration, but I think for him, especially because he has the speed, we're kind of looking at like that. I want to compare him to Tyler Lockett, but that's not where I want to go completely. But he can jump right at the start and get around. Now, is he going to take the balls right up the middle? Probably not because of his size. But if he can get downfield and Philly can actually connect with him and get him open, he can really be an asset there. So,
yeah, and I mean that's what he is ideally going there for. Is they needed a true route runner. They got a route runner, right? Mm-hmm. They got their ex guy. Drew, what do you think about this whole thing?
I think that a lot of it's going to come down to Jalen Hurts and the quarterback situation, but there's no denying that adding Devonta Smith to your team is an upgrade at some point in some fashion. So I think that the key is going to be figuring out the best way to utilize him and making sure that he's not taking hits over the middle of the field from 238-pound linebackers. That's not going to end well.
Dude, I mean, super fair. When I think of like talking about undersized or whatever, undervalued in the first round, the immediate name, and we just talked about the team, but Calvin Ridley out of Alabama as well was undersized. They were worried about his size. They were worried about his frame, and look what he's been able to do in the league as that X receiver. So if you keep him out of the slot, I think you're fine. I think you guys both said it, keep him outside, let him work. And maybe he might have trouble with physical cornerbacks, but he hasn't really had trouble in college with physical press corners. He did fine against J.C. Horn. So I have faith. I have full faith in Devonta Smith. I would feel very comfortable drafting him in any league.
I mean, yeah, again, the only thing that scares me away from having him on my fantasy team would be the quarterback situation, and not necessarily Jalen Hurts himself, but just the management of that team, because for them to come out and say, yeah, we don't know if Jalen Hurts is our guy after you get rid of Carson Wentz and all that, it's like, wait a minute, what? How do you? No, you can't say that. You can't do that.
Exactly.
That's how it works. So other than that uncertainty, I think that he's going to have a very fruitful career in Philadelphia. They could do some very, very interesting things with him and Jalen Reagor.
It's going to be fun to watch. I think if their offense pans out the way it looks, it's going to be fun to actually watch Philly football, which we always end up having to see because they fucking play the Cowboys and they play their goddamn games at 4:00 every goddamn time. Jalen Waddle ends up in Miami. The biggest thing that like kind of puts up a question mark, a big flashing red light to me, and Rob, I mean, you might have something to say about this too, but Jalen Waddle kind of just feels like a healthy Will Fuller. Like he's a fast guy. He gets open and he can make big plays.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. And I think Waddle also kind of falls under the question mark of quarterback play. Where it's,
we don't know who Tua is. We know
exactly
glimpses, but
we don't. And without knowing that, I put Waddle in the fantasy. I see why he's putting the fantasy winner thing, just because big plays are worth points, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you really need one catch for like 70 yards and a touchdown, and you do fairly well that week,
right?
But I think it's less, and I'm going to say this again, it's less about Waddle's ability, which I think he's fast. I think he's a burner, and I think he can make that big play. It's going to be so much less about what he can do and so much more about what you're getting out of Tua in that offense and where you kind of see Waddle lining up and what you're telling Tua to do, So That's how I feel about that one.
No, hey, great points. My opinion. You guys have anything different? We're running a bit.
I think that if Will Fuller is available for the team this year, I think that that's going to be a great pairing of Will Fuller and Waddle. That's going to be amazing, and is going to give Tua a lot of margin for error in his throws, because those are two dudes that can catch the ball within a serious radius.
Mm-hmm.
So, and don't forget, Gesicki's still there. He's got a lot of safety blankets and options, and I think that if everything falls right, Tua could very well improve greatly this year, and everyone on that offense will benefit, obviously.
Highly agree, Drew. We're gonna crank through a few of these because we're running a bit long. Najee Harris is a no question. He revitalizes the Steelers offense.
Yep.
Wrote something about that. Stay tuned for that later. Michael Carter, great fit for the Jets. Awesome running back, speed.
I was going to say, which Michael Carter?
Yeah, the safety is what we're talking about. Anyway, that was, oh my God. So Michael Carter, I think he's going to be such a stellar fit in New York. I'm excited to see what they end up doing that, especially with this revitalized line. Terrence Marshall Jr., who ended up in the Panthers, could do amazing things filling in that Curtis Samuel role.
I just really want to quickly point in just like a little asterisk. Yeah. A lot of these come with quarterback play questions. This is a huge, like the Panthers. Are you kidding me? You have no idea. And this is not me criticizing you, James, at all, but a lot of these rookies are great players who are coming into, well, how does your quarterback do? Which, yes, is a question you ask yourself every year. But I've never seen it so chaotic this year where we've had all those switches at the quarterback position that, yeah, these guys are studs. But are they still going to be in that same capacity if, Sam Darnold can't throw the ball, or, they're the team's playing from behind? There's so many questions you have to have. So a lot of these guys are studs, but I have so many questions about their quarterback play.
No, absolutely. It's totally fair. So besides the question mark there with Sam Darnold, Terrence Marshall Jr. filling in the Curtis Samuel role, love it. And we're going to another question mark. De'Ami Brown gets drafted mid-round to the Washington football team. That stretch pairing with Scary Terry, I fucking love. I was big on De'Ami anyway.
That's tough now because they just brought Curtis Samuel in. So he's going to be competing in some capacity.
In some capacity, but I would expect them to run Curtis through the slot and put De'Ami on the outside. But
for the most part, yeah.
And that's going to be so good.
Yeah. Except for the Fitzpatrick issue, and that's who you're deciding to run with.
Well, I mean, he'll be good for those gnarly deep balls,
Chris, that's the fucking question of the day, though. Is it Fitzmagic or Fitzpatrick that they're going to get? You don't know. Game by game, it changes.
That's what's so crazy about Fitzpatrick is he is incredible, and then he's as inconsistent as it could possibly be.
Absolutely.
And I think that's going to be tough for the football team.
No, completely agree. Moving on. Again, we're going to go back to the Jets. We're going to talk about Kenny Yeboa out of Ole Miss. I might be wrong about that, but he ended up going to the Jets. He's arguably going to be tight end one because who else do they have? Herndon, who's had one good year, and the rest he was injured or suspended.
Didn't even have a good year. He had 6 good games.
Yeah, he had a good pocket of games. So I think Kenny Yeboa could absolutely step in. I wouldn't draft him. I would say keep your eye on him on waiver wires, but he could be a huge pop player. Drew, shout out. Amari Rodgers pairing up with Devontae Adams. We have a little bit of time, so let's dive into that a little bit more.
Yeah, that's going to be sweet. If they find a way to bring Aaron Rodgers back, that pairing of receivers is just going to be deadly. Plus, you still have MVS who can stretch the field too. Man, as much as I'm on Aaron Rodgers' side, and he was blatantly disrespected more than quarterbacks like Andy Dalton on their brand new team. Anyways, I don't think he would be very smart to leave that offense. You're not going to find a better offense that can afford to bring Aaron Rodgers in right now.
Honestly.
So
but it goes back to
unless things in Seattle deteriorate so bad that they do a massive quarterback switch, and then that'd be kind of gnarly, right? That'd be so good.
Oh my God, that would be insane.
That'd be pretty cool. We haven't actually heard anything out of the Russell Wilson front, but Chris had a point. What's up, Chris?
I mean, we talked about this, us three at least at one point, and I have a blog coming out about it soon, so keep your eyes out for that. The Packers situation is the ugliest divorce. And that's exactly where Rodgers sits is, yeah, it might be the best situation for him, but do you want to stay in that where you're miserable the whole time, you know? And not that he's miserable the whole time, but it seems like every time the offseason comes around, he just hates it. You know, he hates the Packers organization. He's calling GMs clowns to the rest of the team, and he's bringing the players into it, and the organization's, you know, taking their side. Rodgers is taking his side. So it's just a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers and you trade up and draft Jordan Love in the first round and don't even mention it to the guy.
Exactly.
There's all the other
fucked up. 100%.
There's all the other stuff about how, you know, Aaron Rodgers came out and said, dude, Jake Kumaro is going to be a good receiver. I like having him on the team. He's a good guy. What do the Packers do immediately afterwards? Cut Jake Kumaro. And it's like, wait a minute. It's not even that you're not giving him a voice in big decisions and stuff. You're just doing the exact opposite of what he wants all the time.
And this is a thought that just popped in my head, and I'm just kind of rolling with it. But it's so funny to see this really insane divorce going on. And I wonder if Aaron Rodgers looks at it like, you know, how come players in the NBA get to just decide where they get to go, and their teams will do anything they want for them, and my team doesn't? And I wonder if he's trying to, play that. I mean, he's trying to play like an NBA superstar who's disgruntled with his team. It hasn't gone well on both sides. From an outsider's perspective, I think it's a little bit of everyone's fault. I think they did Rodgers dirty, and then Rodgers did the opposite of Brady, where Brady was like, whatever, I'll just win. Rodgers just stamped his feet and threw a temper tantrum to match it. And now this is a disaster. And I think he's kind of looking at this like, well, if I just complain enough and whatever, they will get rid of me. But there's a super real chance that he has to go there. I mean, they're going to make him report to play. But it's just funny to see like this divorce. Because Chris, you made a really good point. Every year in the offseason, it's been going on for years. Aaron Rodgers goes into the offseason like, God, I hate this. Do something better. And they never do.
I think that's his temper tantrum, though, but I wouldn't call it a temper tantrum on the field because Rodgers is ready to go as far as he can possibly go.
Oh, yeah.
And then the team shuts down.
He did the opposite of Brady there. He responded by going out and winning MVPs. I think he just stamped his feet and threw a tantrum. He proved that
he's saying off season.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I am talking about the off season where like as soon as it ends, he goes AWOL. He's super angry. But you're right. As soon as the season rolls around, Aaron Rodgers is like, whatever, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go play football. It's just
and then the team does
divorce.
Dumb shit. The organization does dumb shit that just makes it like he's destined to lose.
Right.
You know, come playoff time, they've done nothing to help him.
They never make any trades to help out either.
Right. And they brought in all the defensive free agents 2 years ago. That was phenomenal. It was great. It was so refreshing to see them make moves in free agency and really try to retool that defense completely. And then they just kind of stepped away from all that. Last year, they did nothing in free agency. The one guy they brought in fucking held out because of COVID. And it was just super disappointing. They've given him a great offense. He has a great offense, but the team can't finish games, and especially the big ones. And the defense has a large role to play in that every single time. Much bigger than anything that Aaron Rodgers has control over. And I would be sick of that too. I would be sick of being the only guy that you can count on in big situations and situations at all, really. And I don't know. I would be saying, hey, team, organization, can we do something here at some point in time? This has been 15 years of them not doing anything active to help him out. So I'm 100% on his side, but he's leaving a good situation. You can't deny that.
No, fair enough. I think that's the show. I think that's what we got for it. I have nothing else.
It's a good spot.
I think this is I just want to quickly say, as far as draft class goes, this has been, in recent memory, I haven't remembered a time where going into the second and third round, there was so much projected first round talent. Yeah. So this is going to be an awesome year, right? I mean, it was like the big headline. Every time I checked into the draft, someone would draft so-and-so from the third round. It's like, wow, a lot of people had this guy in late first, upper second. So this has been a really super deep class. And I am so excited to see kind of like, how this all works out. Tim Tebow jokes aside, like this is going to be a really fun NFL season.
I agree.
I'm very excited. I don't think it was a great fantasy draft. I think there were some studs. We've talked about that, but we've listed off everybody we think will have a pop.
Or not.
Or not. Or
A
not.
pop or not.
All right. Well, you guys got anything to say before we sign off?
Tim Tebow sucks.
Words
Tim Tebow
hurt,
sucks.
Drew.
Heard it here first.
I really
He
hope
makes
that
the 53-man roster.
I
would be
hope that
shocked.
Aaron Rodgers thing switches so that Tim Tebow's a starting quarterback for Pittsburgh next year. I mean, not Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, Green Bay. I want Tim Tebow to be a cheesehead. Heard it here.
Doesn't even wear a helmet, just wears an actual
Just
cheese head.
just wears the cheese head, and they're like, "Oh God, Tim, what have you done?"
God will
This is our
protect my
man.
brain. If I pray hard enough.
If I pray enough, cheese will rain from the sky, and we will win the Super Bowl.
They're going to win the Super Bowl up.
And James is right there, covered in his Tebow tats, just huge fan.
He does the TB12
No,
method, and he goes, every time I'm going to get hit, I just release all the pressure out of my cheese head, so I know I won't get hurt.
Rob, I don't have to get the tattoo if he doesn't win it with the Jaguars.
As a tight end.
Shoot, that's right. Damn it, that's fair. Nope, you got me there.
So you got to root for the Jaguars and Tim Tebow.
I was already rooting for the Jaguars. Like really, Trevor Lawrence is like, I'm stoked to watch him this season. I was a huge fan of his in college, as everyone else was. That's not even a take. That's just a common way to look at it. There was like someone said it. I can't remember who, but it was like as soon as he was drafted, the quote was just simply like, the Jaguars will win a Super Bowl. I don't actually entirely believe that's wrong. I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence really is such a transcendent talent. I mean, I definitely don't think they can do it with the roster they have now. And that's not a play on Trevor Lawrence. I think it's a play on like the team as a whole. But with Trevor Lawrence at the helm, if he progresses well as an NFL quarterback, I could totally see them winning a Super Bowl, like 100%.
I think the best thing you can say about that is they have the pieces. They now have the concrete to keep building, right? Trevor Lawrence is the binding thing that's going to bring them together. Hopefully, I guess not if you're an AFC South fan, but
it really, really helps that, I mean, is there anyone that's come into the NFL with his kind of pedigree as a winner? Like
maybe Manning, maybe.
Manning definitely.
Manning actually close to Sean Watson, but he wasn't as high.
I was actually
going to prospect.
Yeah, I was going to say that Deshaun definitely came in championship pedigree when he came into the league. That was like a big headline.
You're talking about a guy that hasn't lost a regular season game since probably Pee Wee football,
which is amazing.
It's just ridiculous. And
I just hope that doesn't shell shock him. Like there's no, like, and I'm not even kidding. Like, I really hope he doesn't get halfway through the season and he's just like, I don't know what to do. And never having been in a position to play from behind like this, he actively starts to suffer. Like, I'd be really worried.
Yeah,
for a player like
definitely a concern. I mean, you're talking about a 17-game regular season, 17-game regular season. That's a long season, man. If you're losing 2-3 games early in that season, Trevor Lawrence isn't going to have any idea how to handle it. And it's going to come down to the organization and the coaching and everything at that point to be like,
right.
Hey, this is life in the NFL. This is how it feels.
And that's the worst part is the people who are going to console him on that team are just going to be telling him that sentence. He's only going to hear, hey man, like, you're going to lose football games.
Yeah.
But like, telling you that doesn't mean crap until it starts happening. And then at that point, you have to wonder, what's the conversation then? I mean, I definitely think he has the mental fortitude for it, but I'm still going to be really curious. And I want the Jaguars to do well. I think that's a really fun organization that came really close. To quote James here, who berated me for saying a couple of years back in 2014, 2015, when the Jaguars team was pretty fire, that defense was great. They came really close. So it's just nice to see them rewarded with such a transcendent player.
Agreed.
Hopefully they don't fuck them up.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us today. on this episode of Garbage Time. Garbage.
Calvaggio.
Garbage.
Gabagool.
Gabagoo. You know where to find us at Boda Sports, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, also on YouTube, Boda Sports. Check out our other podcasts by searching Boda Sports wherever you listen to podcasts. It's Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcast, whatever else we're on.
Later, everybody.
I didn't say goodbye yet.
Sorry.
Rob.
My bad.
I
I
was
just wanted to
pausing
know
for
this is
dramatic
definitely probably my last meeting here. Please know that once this stops recording, James will yell at me. I'm just going to say, yes, chef. I'm just going to keep my head down.
Yes, chef.
Stay beautiful.
I want James to go full Gordon Ramsay on this right now.
Yes, chef.
If
What
only.
is that Tim Tebow crap you're giving me in the early part? Are you kidding me? Like, just lose.